All right, time for the second period here on the Puck Podcast, and we're going to do a special Periscope edition of Ask Eddie and Doug. Whatever questions you have on your mind. Obviously, we're hurting for content this week a little bit, so we decided to take the easy way out and do this. But I think it's something that the fans enjoy doing. So if you're watching us right now on Periscope, hello, and thank you for that. And we will take your questions. Doug will attempt to actually read them before they fade away.
Yes. Let me put that up for everybody to read.
I hope they can see that. So if you have any questions you want to post on Periscope, Doug will try and answer those or try and read those, and we'll answer them. And we'll check out Twitter as well for some questions. So,
do you think the Rangers can contend in the Metro, considering how improved everyone else is? Why hasn't Cody Franson been signed yet? You answer the first one. Can the Rangers contend in the Metro, considering how improved everyone is?
Well, obviously, they still have Henrik Lundqvist. They've had some losses. I don't know that Martin St. Louis is going to be a significant loss for them, but Carl Hagelin moving on. We'll see if Emerson Eden can come in and give them production. Doug's shaking his head no. They're still going to be a playoff team. Like I said, as long as you've got Henrik Lundqvist and a solid defensive core, that's going to make you a contender in the Metropolitan Division. But there's some transition going on, certainly, for the Rangers.
They were the President's Trophy winner last year. So
yes.
Even if they take a step back, they're
Which
still
they
an elite team.
Yeah.
Yes. So they will, I think, be just fine. As for why Cody Franson is not signed, I can only imagine he is waiting for a Stanley Cup caliber team
to suffer an injury?
No, to clear some cap space with a move here before camp. And
any educated guesses on
who
that might be?
But
very choked up thinking about this. Big Cody Franson fan. He's
terrible.
He's going for the beverage. This is live video.
Cody Franson.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's gotten contract offers, and obviously he's not interested. So I think that's what he's waiting for, and I'm saying he'll sign before camp starts. I don't think he's going to wait much longer, and we'll see where he goes. But I'm sure he's gotten plenty of contract offers, and he's just waiting for a better team to offer him a better contract. So I think he'll get signed soon enough. It is hard to believe that he is still unsigned in September. He's a very good player for your second pairing, and maybe not the missing piece, but certainly a good player that should be on an NHL roster by this point, considering some of the other guys that have signed.
If a question comes in, please just jump in and cut me off. But I noticed you've got the Thrasher from the Guardians project here.
Yep, I've got them all printed out here.
Well, I also noticed behind me you've got a new piece of artwork here in the studio. I may just get up and actually show it, but you've got an Atlanta Thrashers promotional
That's right.
ad framed. Yeah. Ilya Kovalchuk?
Not framed. No.
Not framed? Let me check that.
Yeah, you go grab it. And
so what's the deal with that?
They were laying around the office. This is an old promotional poster that we had from
Looks
Sports
framed
South.
to me.
It's not framed. It's laying in there.
Oh, I see.
The frame, show the people what the frame is. That is a framed picture of the old Joe Louis Arena, the ticket booth at the old Joe Louis Arena. Yeah, it's been sitting there for a while, and I've been meaning to put it up. But that is the.
You've got there's something else.
Yeah, there's the old Supersonics as well. I grabbed the two teams that no longer exist.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, there you go. Show it to the people. You don't even have it in frame.
Sorry.
Right over here. So there we go. You see Ilya Kovalchuk, and it was an old promotional poster for Sports South, the network that used to broadcast the Thrashers games. So there you go. Little piece of hockey history right there. And I don't see any questions coming in on here. We got a Michigan, I believe is the name. What is the picture in the background? Oh yeah, that one there is an old ad campaign from the NHL on Fox. You remember that one, Ed?
I do, yeah.
You remember the ad campaign? when during the Nagano Olympics.
Right, there was the stoppage, and
And a guy goes up to the ticket booth, and it's kind of a reel-to-reel of telling the story of the ad. He says, "Hey, what's going on? Where here to buy tickets to a game?" They're like, "Oh, the players aren't playing; they're all in Nagano." Then what's that I hear going on? And at the end, it's the NHL referees figure skating. Don't you hate this?
Somebody just sent a question, and it lasts for like, I don't know, does it even 10 seconds? And it just fades away.
Yeah. What should the Hawks get for Kaner? Everything. Everything.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah. It is pronounced Sioux. So, Sioux, Michigan. We got Sioux, Michigan in the house watching us.
Aloha.
Aloha and thank you. Aloha means goodbye, Ed.
And hello.
You're Hawaiian, so you would know.
No, I was born in Hawaii.
That makes you Hawaiian. Makes you Hawaiian.
I suppose.
Our next question comes from, let's go to Facebook. And we had a lot of questions from there.
Oh.
Who's going to win the Stanley Cup?
I'm not going to reveal my incredible prediction at this point in time.
He doesn't
save
know.
that for later on.
Given the choice, which would you rather be, an actor, a musician, or a pro athlete?
Ooh. Well, I was a musician in high school. I was first chair trombone.
First chair.
Eventually, everyone else left. So
in Menanche.
Eventually, what are you mocking? Why are you mocking that?
Oh, that's a fine band coming out of Menanche High.
Give me your. It was an award-winning marching band. Thank you very much.
Best in Porterville.
What if? No. We played.
You beat out the other high school.
We played in competitions all over the Western United States. What? Give me your musical background.
I don't have any.
Okay.
I have no musical ability.
1-0. Thank you.
You played trombone in high school, so does that lend itself to a band? Does it?
Certain bands, I suppose. Yeah, not a rock band.
Some of your heritage.
I'm trying to think. Was there maybe like a Oingo Boingo could employ a trombone player?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they had horns.
I think you're thinking more like a Bachman Turner Overdrive.
No.
ELO.
No. Oingo Boingo.
ELO had everybody going on.
Okay.
Well, E Street Band has a horn section.
Yeah.
You going to play in the E Street Band, are you?
No, I wouldn't. But let's see.
Can you still play?
I'm sure I could still play.
I think the fans would like to hear you play next week on the show.
I don't have a trombone.
I will buy you a trombone if you play it. Yes, I will go to a secondhand store and buy a used trombone for $30.
Okay, absolutely. I will absolutely do that.
And you're going to play?
I'll play it. I don't know if I can belt out a tune, but I'll give it a try. Where are we going to do it at? I think if we do it here at the Fox lot, that might. I'm sure you would enjoy that because you like the shenanigans at work. So that would definitely. I would have to march up and down the hallway. My mother-in-law apparently. I
think you should compose and come up with a new podcast theme for us on the trombone.
I'll try and play the theme for Hockey Night in Canada. Dun, 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 dun. So
you could play that, telling us what it was, and we wouldn't be able to recognize it.
How dare you? My mother-in-law plays the accordion. Apparently, plays the accordion.
Apparently,
I've heard that she does, but she refuses to play it for me, which is kind of infuriating. And because I really want her to play me a song on the accordion.
Really?
But I would like to hear. Have you ever seen anyone play an accordion in person before? No. You can tell by his face. No.
I'm thinking, did I ever see Weird Al at a county fair?
I have never seen. I want to do it because it would be fun. It would be funny. I'm not to make fun of her.
No, certainly not.
But I would like to see her do it, and because she so steadfastly refuses to do it, it only adds fuel to the fire of me wanting to see her do it.
You should tell her that's all you want for Christmas.
I have told her I will play a duet with her on the trombone. If she will pull out the accordion.
You don't even own a trombone.
I will. Well, you're going to buy me one, so I will have that. But I told her, and she still won't budge on it. So I'm trying to think. Maybe we can get her drunk one night.
She's 80 years old.
She can still get drunk. She just had a birthday party. Believe me, she was putting down the white wine like you couldn't believe. To answer the question, by the way, I would rather be a professional athlete than an actor or a musician. Although certainly you would have a much longer career potentially being an actor or a musician. But I love playing sports my whole life, so that would be answer to that. Was it just to me, or did you?
No, it was just to both of us. I would say musician.
Even though you have no musical abilities whatsoever. What happened to the bass guitar lessons you were taking?
Yeah, I'm not good.
Well, everyone starts out not good. You don't just pick up an instrument and suddenly you're.
I understand that. I'm not ending up as Duff McKagan, believe me.
Yes, I'm sure that's true.
I'm not even ending up.
How long did the lessons last?
Like per day? Or how long did I take them?
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 months. Once a week.
Could you play the theme from Barney Miller?
No. Not the whole thing.
I told you that my nephew plays bass guitar in a rock band. He would probably be willing to. Well, you had an instructor. You just didn't want to do it, I guess. So.
Is that what it was?
You didn't. I assume it wasn't going along as well as you had hoped, and you got frustrated and quit, like a lot of people do.
Yes, because I realized I'm very bad at playing musical instruments. I played the clarinet in middle school, and that's a long cry from the trombone, is it?
Yes.
I see.
Yes, it is.
So I played the clarinet in middle school. I played the drums in middle school, and that's it.
All right.
Drums weren't bad, Anybody can keep a basic beat.
I wanted to play the drums, but my mom said no because she thought you had to practice at home and have a drum set at home, and which I'm sure it would make you better, but it wasn't required.
No, drum pads are what I used so that you could have the setup. Right. The thing that killed me with when I was in these classes in middle school is that the band teacher lived 2 doors down, and he would come in the next day and say, "I didn't hear you practicing when I walked by last night." I'm like, "What the? You going by everybody's house? Or you just giving me a hard time here, buddy?" So I didn't care.
Question.
How about your take on Kane in Chicago?
Well, we did talk about it earlier in the show. What is there really to say other than he still hasn't been charged? It's an investigation. It's incredibly serious, and it's something that I'm sure all Blackhawks fans are
closely monitoring,
to say the least. Yeah.
I'll be interested to see the reaction to him in camp.
As far as from who?
Fan
fans?
Reaction, yeah.
I'm sure most of them will be innocent until proven guilty, and that's kind of the standard line when you really like a player and you want him to be obviously not guilty, which we all want, frankly, because it means it didn't happen. But it's one of those. It's going to be a huge storyline to start the season because we would assume that this process, unless they suddenly come out and say no charges are going to be filed, not enough evidence, but these things do tend to drag on. If he is charged, and this is going to drag on for a while, so it's not a good situation, obviously.
What's your gotta have food at a hockey game, Ed, regardless of the arena? What do you gotta eat at a hockey game?
Well, because we go to so many games as media members, I usually don't buy food. They give you little snacks and stuff. They have stuff they have stuff at the Pond. They give you. Actually, I think the Pond has a little bit better. Well,
everything.
The Staples Center has that Popcornopolis, which some people are just crazy over, including my wife. I'm not a big popcorn person, but the Pond has
quite good.
The Pond has cookies, which
churros, pretzels.
Yeah, I'm not a big pretzel guy. If I'm going though as a fan, if I'm going to get one item, and this is probably generally across the board, some sort of hot dog or sausage link, one of those type of things. That's kind of the standard fare. I've never been a fan of the stadium nachos. Those are pretty disgusting.
My food, the nachos.
But not that processed cheese stuff.
There's something about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Ugh.
Because you're at a game.
I know. That's what me with the hot dog.
The hot dogs aren't good. Nobody walks out of there like, man, I could sure go for one of those hot dogs even on a non-game night.
Yeah.
No, but there's something about the nachos and being there at the arena and getting them that just goes well. And it's a warm cheese. The warm cheese and a cold drink. It's delicious. You get the jalapenos. Yeah, I usually get the Nacho Supreme. And the best ever.
The barbecue nachos.
Were the barbecue nachos in Atlanta. That is the greatest loss to the NHL, was the Thrashers leaving Atlanta and no more barbecue nachos.
Yeah. What else? We got?
Next one we got, as you have both seen your teams win the Stanley Cup, what other team would you most want to see it win and why?
That's a good question. I think immediately the first one that popped in my head was Buffalo, because that whole city has been so, they go to the Super Bowl 4 times and lose it, and never having won a Stanley Cup, being an original expansion franchise. They seem to have great fans there. I've never been there. Hopefully we will get to go soon for the draft.
Yep.
But they seem to have great fans and just diehard fans, and yet they've never had a chance to be rewarded with a championship. So Buffalo would be the first one that kind of popped in my head.
Arizona.
St. Louis would be another one. But they're spoiled with baseball, so it's not like they've never had a taste of what it's like to be a champion.
Yep. I'm saying Arizona.
Really?
Yep. I'd want to see what that market could do if they actually had a good team.
Hard for me to root for a Pacific Division rival, though.
I don't consider them a rival because they're not a rival because they've never done anything to anybody.
But they're in our division. I can't root for any of those teams to have success.
They've been a doormat forever.
I'm sorry, Arizona. I can't do it.
Well, I'm with you, Arizona. You got me. Next one is if you could go on a night out with any cartoon character, who would it be and why? I assume this does not mean night out like a promiscuous night out. I assume it's like a, just hanging out night out, right?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, if it's the first one, then I'm saying Jessica Rabbit. And if it's the second one, I'm saying Jessica Rabbit. No, I would say, I don't know, a cartoon character. I would think it would be a lot of fun to hang. You know who I'm going to say is, what is that character's name from American Dad?
Quagmire?
American Dad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Same thing.
No, the alien.
Paul Lynde?
Basically.
Yeah.
Cannot remember.
That Quagmire would not be good. I would probably, end up in jail or shot by a jealous boyfriend.
Roger.
His name's Roger?
Roger the alien. And thank you to Hockey Feeds STL. He would be a blast because he's always having fun and in costumes.
I've never seen that show.
Fun. Oh, he is up there with, and Bender from Futurama would be another good one. Although he's more mean-spirited fun. Roger just likes to have a good time. So, anything for you, Ed?
I'm trying to think of who is just someone that would make me laugh a lot.
I would think any character, a cartoon character. That's what they're there for. Who's going to make you somber?
Well, I mean, if you watched a Bugs Bunny cartoon right now, are you going to be rolling in the aisles? No. I'm talking about a character
but I'm not
that would be really
I'm not going to
funny.
be sad or stoic either. I'm not going to be angry. I mean, he's not going to be thought-provoking.
Trying to think of somebody that would really make me laugh a lot because I want to go out and laugh and have a good time with a
droopy dog
character.
Hello. You have to drive.
Maybe Eric Cartman. Maybe.
Oh, a child? You want to hang out with a child all night?
Don't
what are you telling us about
there.
yourself? I'm just saying.
Okay.
You're the one that picked Eric Cartman. What is one thing you've always wanted to do but couldn't, and biggest regret?
One thing I always wanted to do but couldn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Biggest regret. Oh, man.
I will say the one thing I've always wanted to do but couldn't. Well, I guess I could have, but I just never have.
Play the bass guitar well?
Oh, you're hilarious. I'd like to play the trombone loud enough to blow out your left eardrum. How's that?
You don't have the lung power for that?
I would say skydiving. I'd like to go skydiving, even though I'm very much afraid of heights.
Lots of people have done that.
I know. I'm just saying.
Would you videotape it?
No.
No.
I don't see popping that tape in very often. You know.
It's probably a good idea because a guy at work did that, and we watched it, and there's a lot of snot involved.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Well, I'm just saying, you think it's going to be this great thing to watch, and it ends up being something that you're basically laughed at.
What team gets the number one draft pick next year?
By the way,
minus trades.
I thought of a regret. Did I have a regret?
Yeah.
3rd grade, Charlotte McClure kissed me, and I punched her in the face.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I regret that. I felt really bad. It was in front of a bunch of people, and that's
why?
Well, because clearly she had cooties, and it was a reactive instinct. It was part embarrassment and part, ew, girl. And looking back on it, obviously, what a horrible experience for her. She obviously liked me enough to give me a kiss. It was on the lips, by the way, not a peck on the cheek. And it was just, I just reacted. It was bad. I really felt bad. Charlotte McClure,
did you apologize?
If you're watching, I'm sorry.
Did you apologize to her then?
I don't think I did, no.
At no point? I mean, obviously you saw her at school the next day.
Yeah, I think at the time I didn't feel that bad about it. It grew over time where I thought, oh, that was really awful. I really regret doing that. But you had to be there in the moment, I mean.
I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
Wasn't there a time when you were a young boy where girls were icky, right? And for a girl to kiss you on the lips in front of all your friends would have been very embarrassing.
No.
You would have been all like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because there was in elementary
now,
school.
7th grade, yeah.
There was 3rd a girl grade? In elementary school. I remember that. I can't remember her last name.
Though.
Wendy something in elementary school. And there was a kid, Jimmy Griswold.
Jimmy Griswold.
She preferred the company of Jimmy to me. This was elementary school, so she said she liked Jimmy more than me. And so I remember, but while we were courting her, I remember dedicating songs to her on the radio. You remember calling up a radio and dedicating songs to people? So, and I can only imagine hearing. Oh, I have no idea. But I can only imagine what it sounded like having
Blame it on the rain. I'm dedicating this to you.
No, I was in elementary school. Okay, we're talking early 80s. Mid 80s at the latest.
Uh-huh.
So, but I remember doing that, and I can only imagine what it sounded like having a child's voice, who's this and who would you like to dedicate a song to? My name is Doug, and I'd like to dedicate a song. How old are you? Are you on helium? Those were the days. And then you had to call her up and tell her, listen to the station, because it's coming up. And then like an hour and a half later,
how did that work out for
you? Jimmy Griswold can tell you all about it. I'm sure they're still married.
Didn't work out for you.
No. Sorry. No regret. I never punched a girl in the face. I can honestly tell you.
I don't recommend it.
In the face.
I don't recommend it.
No, terrible. Anything you've wanted to do but couldn't? Would you go skydiving?
No.
Why not?
I have no desire to do that. It would probably scare the you-know-what out of me, and I don't even know if I could. You have to do it with an instructor or whatever, right? You're strapped to that guy.
Right.
He'd have to drag my ass out the door. I'd be like, no, I'm not going. I would not do that, no. I have no desire to do that. Or climb Mount Everest or anything like that. No desire to ever do anything like that. No.
Any chance we will do a Puck Podcast hockey game outside of SoCal, possibly at the draft?
It's a great idea, and I'll talk more about our pickup game coming up in the 3rd period here. But it would have to take someone at that venue in that city doing the majority of planning, I would think. And I mean, would we have enough people in that? It would have to be a pretty. I mean, I don't know how many people we have listening in Buffalo. You know what I mean?
Or that are traveling to the draft.
Yeah, but how many people really travel for the draft? Not many.
We can pull some people from Toronto.
I would say I would be surprised. Unlikely, but I'm not against the idea of it. Okay, how about that?
Question from Twitter: which, not including your own teams, so take Kopitar and Getzlaf out of the equation, which team captain would you want to shoot the bull and have a beer with, or in Doug's case, a carrot juice? We should emphasize Eddie does not drink either.
I do on occasion.
Well, I drink at a wedding, but it's not.
I had a few beers at Barbara's 80th birthday party.
Yeah. So, what current team captain would you want to shoot the bull with and throw a few back?
Team captain. That's a good question.
Nothing springing to mind.
I mean, the thing I would like to do to the most appealing thing to me about hanging out with a professional athlete is just all the stories they can tell. I would just let them.
Who's going to have the
So
stories?
I'm thinking of a long tenured captain.
I got the answer.
And I'm thinking
friend.
maybe Shane Doan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's got great stories from when he hung out, and I talked to him about this when he was on the show in the past. I don't remember the date, but we've had him on as a guest, and he spent some time as a child on at Johnny Cash's ranch, and had some great stories about horseback riding and hanging out with Johnny Cash as a kid. I forget how his family knew him, but yeah, he would be great to talk about everything with. Life, hockey, everything. So he'd be a fun one.
We should probably wrap it up.
Well,
here.
we got a few more. We got what is your favorite current NHL logo, and you can't name Ducks or Kings, and which is the most boring?
I have to go Red Wings. I've always thought that was a cool logo, the winged wheel. Just off the top of my head, I think that's a cool logo.
And the most boring?
The most boring? Probably the Winnipeg Jets. It's kind of boring.
All right. I would say the most boring is the Maple Leafs, because it is simply a leaf. Doesn't excite. It's old and it's traditional and we love it, but if they came out with it today, we'd be like, what in the hell is this? And my favorite one, other than the Ducks, would probably be... That's a good question. The easy answer is the Blackhawks, but I'm not going to go with that one. I'm going to say I like the St. Louis Blues. It makes a good use of everything, you know, the musical note, the blue. It's just with the hockey stick. It's a good logo. Somebody says, how did I become a Patriots fan? I got on their bandwagon in 1985 when they made the run to the Super Bowl. Stuck with them.
I can attest to he was a fan well before Tom Brady, so he's not one of those guys.
I sat through the Victor Kiam years. And let's see, that is about it. Mascot fight, who wins? All sports, hell, all mascots. The fury of Tony the Tiger knows no bounds.
That's for you.
You can't tell me who's going to win if it's
all
you're mascots,
the mascot
period.
aficionado.
If it's all mascots, period, I find it hard to believe that. Let's see. I'm trying to think of I got to think the raisins where it's just the sun. Nobody's going to beat the sun. You know, 2 scoops of raisins. What's that one? Raisin Bran. So I'm going to go with the sun. He said all logos, and he specifically mentioned Tony the Tigers. Now, if it's just NHL, if we stick to NHL mascots and who wins in a fight between NHL mascots, I got to think once Nordy gets pissed off, he's going to be pretty tough to stop, the Wild mascot.
Is Boomer eligible?
Boomer is eligible, but
the man is a cannon. Fire things out of the top of his head.
Let's hope it's cannonballs, but
of course, what else would it be?
You take a look at him and you tell me. I'm saying Nordy would be very tough to stop. The Wild mascot. I don't see.
What is Nordy? Is he
He's like Sasquatch.
Oh,
that's what I mean. He's gonna.
I can't even think of. We had that.
The Penguins mascot ain't going to go anywhere.
Well,
the Eagle.
The Penguins mascot did take on Jean-Claude Van Damme.
How'd that go?
Well, he lost, or she lost in this case.
To a man.
But it was to a trained assassin who knows karate. All right, that'll do it for this version of Ask Eddie and Doug. Thank you to everyone who watched on Periscope. And participated. Sorry if we didn't get to your questions, which pop up and fade away, but got one more.
Hockey
final one.
Hockey Feed STL says, I was in artillery for 5 years. Boomer would not win. You got one shot in one direction, and you avoid that, and you're good.
All right.
So I think, although this guy would have been pretty tough to beat right there, huh? The Thrasher. Yeah. Back in the day. You want to read that comic book while we got some time, Ed?
No, thank you.
All right. It's your loss.
Okay. Again, that'll do it for this version of Ask Eddie and Doug, or Ask Doug and Eddie.
Oh, and a great comment. The devil wins. Yeah, the devil would probably win.
It's a good call.
Yeah, it's a good call. It'd be tough to beat.
So thanks for watching, and thanks for listening, and we'll
be right back with the third period. Yeah.